Hi everyone, and welcome to the Parts Innovations channel, where we give you some short practical advice for growing your parts business. Now, to kick things off for this channel, I want to go over 3 tips for growing your parts sales that maybe you haven't heard before. So why don't we go ahead and get started with tip number 1, which is find your focus with the 80-20 rule. Some of you have probably heard of the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. And basically the idea is that 80% of your results come from 20% of your inputs. Now, as a parts manager myself, I know how easy it is to get caught up on the other side of that rule, spending far too much time on tasks for other people or tasks that don't benefit/make money for my business and my team. But we as leaders have to break out of the cycle of spending too much time on small things. Remember that your business and team relies on you to cast a vision for your department and to ensure optimum productivity from your inventory. That is why you must identify the 20% of tasks that you as the manager can focus on that will yield the best results. Delegate the smaller tasks to your team. If they don't know how to do them, it's time you taught them and got them up to speed on the things that need to be tended to. Personally, I spend 2 to 3 hours per day with my door shut, highly focused on big picture tasks. I am measuring our effectiveness against the strategies we laid out, building one-on-one coaching plans for my people, calling high-profile customers to ensure we're satisfying their parts needs, etc. The point is, you're too valuable to always muddle in the small stuff. Trust me, once you start following the 80-20 rule in your business, you'll see the difference immediately. Okay, tip number 2 is to develop your team. This may be the most important thing you could possibly do as a parts manager or as a leader, period. Specifically for parts managers, there are a few things to focus on. You want to build a career development atmosphere for your people. Something to look forward to increases productivity and general workplace happiness and therefore sales. So you want to make sure that each of your employees have their own personal performance goals that are aligned with the goals of the department. You want to develop a coaching plan to help bring up the weaknesses of your team while exploiting their strengths. You'll want to meet regularly with team meetings, I recommend weekly, and also one-on-one meetings. I recommend one-on-one meetings either monthly or quarterly, depending on the size of your department. Lastly, you want to empower your people to solve problems on their own. There will be no way for you to find your focus if you're constantly solving small problems that others are perfectly capable of solving. Make sure that you add these things into your coaching plans so that you're constantly teaching your team new things and ways to solve small problems. All right, and tip number 3 is to build your process playbook. Now, your processes are the way that you do business. They are the backbone of everything you do and what makes you unique from your competitors. If they aren't documented, you'll have a hard time holding someone accountable to following them. So if you're constantly having the same issue with, for example, a receiving process, your first step should be to document that process in its current state so that you can analyze where the issue might be. Then you develop a standard process for the task, ensuring high quality work as long as the process is followed exactly. Now you have something like a checklist which can be turned into you for accountability purposes to ensure high quality work. Eventually, you'll have documented enough processes to build a playbook for new staff, future iterations, and to hold people accountable for doing things the right way. Alright, and that is it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you'd like to see more content like this or just want to chat about the parts business, please send me an email at jscott@partsinnovations.com. And also, if you could like and subscribe, that would help me a ton. Now, let's go sell some parts.